Good morning, everyone. So, I am here with the Indian Express newspaper, and today's date is 27 November 2025. Okay, so let's begin. And this is the front page, and I'm going to read all the important headlines. So, first news is about Ahmedabad to host 2030 CWG. Ready to welcome world, says PM. We, the people of India. Okay, it's about the celebration at Central Hall on Wednesday during the Constitution Day. Okay. The another news is about hearing on pleas challenging SIR. Can intruder with Aadhaar be allowed to vote? Ask Supreme Court. Okay. The another news reason its new 100-meter height cutoff for defining Aravali Hills. Forest Survey had red flag, but government took green shield of 90% Aravali Hills. Okay, it's about self-reliance in mind. Cabinet nod for rupees 7280 crore rare earth magnet plan. Okay, so it's the scheme promote to manufacturing of sinterade rare earth permanent magnet is the first of its kind initiative, and it established 6,000 metric ton per annum of integrated rare earth permanent magnet manufacturing in India. Okay, it's the new initiative that is launched. This is the second page where you get a lot of detailed explanation and each and every words of the front page, each and every important line. So read it in detail. Okay. This is about the city. Okay. So to push the in Narela, DDA to launch new housing scheme for government staff next month. Pan Masala Baron's daughter-in-law found dead at home at Delhi. Okay. When arrested for providing logistic support to Omar blast outside Red Fort, Omar Nabi. What's about the city? This will be another page of city. So data on pollution source, 7-year-old, Delhi flying blind. Walked for 55 minutes when I came back, had difficulty said by CGI Suryakant. Me with an accident 12 years ago, Noida Hospital Board to explore passive enthusiasm, sorry, euthanasia for men in vegetative state. 75th Constitution Day. Okay. Activist alleges assault by Uber cab driver. No response at 100 lifeline. Helpline. Sorry. State not following own policy for early release of convict. High Court takes a strong objection. It's about the politics where RSS linked body slams, SIR, self-intensive revision seeks rupees 1 crore aid for kin of BLOs who died on duty. Election Commission seeks report from Kolkata Police over protest at CEO office calls its security breach. BLO dies on duty in UP. Family blames SIR work. It's about the politics where constitution guiding document to soon colonial mindset said by President. CJI seeks national judicial policy to encourage coherence across jurisdiction. Karnataka change of guard talk why Congress brass has to balance caste math 2028 plan. Behind Sivraj's Moga village visit today, no shut stubble burning. Day after notice RJD say Raviri Devi want vacant house. about the nation where Supreme Court order release of Mumbai's Center Hotel attachment by ED. 148 from it's about after first round of postgraduate medical counseling. 148 from EWS quota lend piracy private medical seats. Reform oriented India trusted by investors says PM after Saffron event. This is the editorial page. Okay, so what's about this editorial? The city of Chandigarh is planned to human scale. Here, the gradients of nature and heart are within our reach. Okay, so what's about today's article? Bringing back Indian origin faculty will need changes in policy culture. It's by Somak Rayachand Churi. Sorry, Raya Chaudhary. Let's read it in detail. What's inside it? Before going to read this in detail, let's read about the topics inside it. Centers lesson from Punjab Trust comes first. This is the another topic. Nearly mass care report offer a cautionary tale. Okay, let's remember and remind the world of 26 by 11. Okay, what's another? Guru Tegh Bahadur's teaching continue to speak to us. Okay, so let's read this one. Okay, what's inside it? Where the bringing back of Indian origin faculty will need changes in policy culture. Okay, so what's inside it? Let's read. So the new initiative must be designed to explicitly address the limitation of the past procedural delays, funding uncertainty, and inadequate institutional support. The emphasis must shift from transactional short-term engagement to full-time and or long-term tenured appointments, perhaps connected to teaching and mentoring group of students in order to offer a stable professional home. Okay, so the recent deliberation within the Indian government to introduce a scheme aimed at repatriating, okay, star faculty and research on Indian origin from overseas, particularly in the context of the evolving political academic landscape in the US, are both timely and commendable. The proposal, which seeks to offer a substantial setup grant to establish scholar for creating laboratories and team in premier Indian institution, sign a signal of welcome recognition of urgent need to revitalize our research and development ecosystem. So ये पूरा जो first paragraph it deals with the idea of improving the research and development ecosystem in Indian education system. So government trying to introduce a lot of schemes in the economy, okay, and through a lot of political and academic landscape in US means they just trying to overlap or oversee the decisions of US, like how they are giving a best quality education to students by giving or providing research and development works, okay, by giving practical knowledge. So same way Indians institutions are also trying to welcome new research and important development ecosystem among the Indian students. Okay, so this is all about the first para. So the motivation behind this move is evident yet varied. Okay, so this is the move that from the last decade the same and the old education system is followed, but this time the new move is coming, and this is the motivation behind is yet varied means अभी भी ये जो मोटिवेशन आया हुआ है, ये जो नया सोच आया हुआ है गवर्नमेंट के अंदर, द रिसर्च एंड डेवलपमेंट इकोसिस्टम अमंग द इंडियन स्टूडेंट्स, it's all yet varied. Okay, means it yet different. The increasing political intervention and perceived challenges to university autonomy and academic freedom at US educational institutes, the locus of Indian diaspora create a unique window of opportunity. Okay, global academic talent is now more actively surveyed. Options. Okay, what's inside it? Just wait. It's so the main diaspora of Indian students is create a unique window of opportunity. Okay, like the US students or US educational institutions. So global academic talent is now more actively surveying options that offer stability, autonomy, and conducive research environment. At the same time, the exigency of addressing the long standard outflow of academic talent, particularly in the STEAM field. The noxious brain drain has never been great as India position itself as a global knowledge economy. Okay, so the main thing of this passage is making the education system is best or academic freedom like US education system. This is the main motto. Okay, so India, the knowledge of the people of Indians, knowledge of Indians have a lot or in the top positions in all over the world's economy. Okay, and still the main idea and the main brain drain means आपका नॉलेज कोई और देश में जाके आप खर्च कर रहे हो और उस नॉलेज से उस देश की इकोनॉमी को बढ़ा रहे हो, दैट्स इज ब्रेन ड्रेन. ओके, सो दिस इज द मेन आइडिया ऑफ ब्रेन ड्रेन कि इतना ज़्यादा नॉलेज लोगों के पास होने के बाद भी सबसे ज़्यादा लोग जो ब्रेन ड्रेन में है वो इंडियंस ही हैं. ओके, so let's move on to the another para where as reported in the media. Okay, so the initial and the main focus is that in STEM. Okay, STEAM, where the field is strategically important for national capacity building. Okay, so it strengthening our competitive edge. If we make our system much more important or vital or much more serious, then it will help in our competitive edge. Okay, so the proposed setup grant crucial necessary steps toward financial and operational autonomy. Okay, so as Chintan Vaishnav, previously director of Atal Innovation Mission, suggest the key lies in creating seamless experience for returning academic that goes far beyond mere policy intent. The disparity in salaries with a full professor in India earning about 40,000 annually compared to $130,000 to $2 lakh in US, around $1 lakh in China, means that we never match global financial benchmark, that is return on investment for these scholars. In addition to financial compensation must be intellectual and cultural ease of doing business. Okay, so a lot in this para, a lot of thoughts, a lot of ideas is given here. Okay, and the director of Atal Innovation Mission means the previous director who said that a lot of um, salaries and a lot of expenses is taken out by other country in their education. Okay, or invested in education, but in India it's bare and minimum only 40,000, but in compared to other countries it's very less. Then how we can get a qualityful education and how we can improve our education system? This is the main idea. So for the scheme, okay, to success and the cultural transformation. It includes institutionalizing administrative solutions, and for example, the recent increase in institutional autonomy for non-government procedural procurement and the tenure track conversion pathways, moving decisively past the fragmentation of previous fellowship based program. Okay, so the ownership must be formulated and clearly enunciated in the host institutions. For senior academic, moving back with families, job opportunities for spouses, housing and school education opportunity for children need to be thought through. Financially, success depends on high level public affirmation of academic freedom, insulating the faculty from onerous monitoring. Okay, and the inspection that is similar what they are now facing the countries from where we are expecting to welcome them back. Okay, so the culture must shift from a rigid hierarchical structure to one of the actively foster interdisciplinary collaboration. Okay, so a lot of programs and a lot of schemes is initiated by the government and to improve the education system and improve the global competition with other countries. But India's success will be determined not by the size or initial grant and facilities, but by the depth of institutional and policy reforms, okay, where we are willing to undertake. So the emotional pull or returning home to powerful non-financial motivators, structural deficiencies. Finally, media reports seem to imply that these initiatives, research instances, public institutions in Indian universities has transformed, as well as many in the private sector. There should be careful thought in the placement of these returning academic. Okay, so the main moment to reverse the brain drain and establish India as global research hub has arrived. We must not let it pass. Okay, so this all are the news about the article. Sorry, it's not news, it's an article by the Sonam Rai Chandra Chaudhary. Okay, and he just trying to evaluate a lot of ideas about the Indian education system and what are the belief inside it. Okay, so that's all. Move on to the economy page, and the last page is about the explanation. Okay, IIT placement improve, still below 2021-22 mark. It's about economy. Okay. BSE Sensex jumps 1.21%, NSE Nifty zooms 1.24%. Sensex surge over 1000 PTS on rate cut. Hope crude price fall and rupees recover. Visakhapatnam campus likely to be ready by 2030. Alliance JV set to build $11 billion AI data center. Okay. IMF reclassifies India's FX regime as crawl begin like. IMF moved India to stabilize from floating for the period between December 2022 and November 2024. IMF directors urged India to replenish fiscal buffers. World Central Bank wary of AI struggling to quit dollar. This is about the world. Finally, we are at the explanation page. So, in the economics, what about inside? What's inside it? After cash, what Bihar's women need from Nitish? The labor force participation rate of Bihar women is abysmal. Okay, some money in their account is not enough to address the problem. So, what inside it? Nitish Kumar also take oaths and a lot of schemes he started during the time of at the time of elections, where he gave a lot of money to the women's bank account. Okay, where this is a lot of money according to June paper of Sunaina Kumar, and a lot of household and a lot of food security promises are made by him. Okay, so women and work in Bihar. According to latest Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation data, according to this report, this is the data, important data, where it shows the lowest labor force participation rate is the participation of the working age population is either employed or like actively, means it's below, it's very low, and a lot of thing that is written here. Okay, what's it about the another? It's about education. What centers built to constitute single higher education authority. So finally, we are going to end today's session. If you have any doubt, then please comment down. I will solve it. Okay. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.